Hey guys, Pro1701 here, and today we're going to talk about Warrior's Gate from Season 18 with the 4th Doctor. Now, when I did my top 10 atmospheric stories in Doctor Who, one of my subscribers mentioned that they were surprised not to see Warrior's Gate, or that they wanted to see Warrior's Gate. And the reason Warrior's Gate wasn't on that list was because when I was talking about kind of 10 atmospheric stories, as I mentioned in the first video, I was going more for the spooky, scary, creepy type atmosphere, not the general definition of atmosphere, which is more, something can have a romantic atmosphere, a comedic atmosphere, a mystery, a mysterious atmosphere, scary atmosphere. However, I do like Warrior's Gate. It's a good story, and it does have its own atmosphere. It has this very otherworldly atmosphere, which makes sense for it because it doesn't take place on Earth. It doesn't even take place in space, which is our normal space. It is the third part of the E-Space trilogy, which takes place in E-Space, which is different than in space, which is normal space. Maybe that's what the N stands for, normal space. Yeah. But I like Warrior's Gate. I've talked before on the channel how it's one of the Doctor Who stories I would love to have seen how they would have imagined it, how they would have executed it if it had been done in the modern series. Because I think it works really, really well. I think it uses its budget well. It does a good job of giving you this sense of being somewhere not normal. You're not on Earth. You're in this very unusual place that is shrinking. Entropy is really playing a key in this story, much as it is in much of Season 18, and the area is getting smaller. Excuse me. I just like a lot of the effects, like the big white blank canvas in places when they're in, like the Doctor going into the mirror, when they're in that kind of black and white static area walking around. It's realized really well. It looks really good for a classic Doctor Who budget. I mean, it is one of those things when you watch it, it's not new. You're like, that's probably done back in the 70s or 80s. But it pulls it off really well. And I'm curious how it would be executed if it had been made in the modern series. I would love to have seen how they would have realized this story in modern Who. And I know that would also vary depending on which era it came out. Russell's era, Moffat's era, Chibnall's era. But I'm curious to see what it would have looked like if it had come out in the modern series, because I'm sure it would look totally different. But it's realized really well for its time. I like a lot of the stuff in Warrior's Gate. I think it's really good. I love when the Doctor's sitting in like that dining room and he's disagreeing with the person. He's like, yes, yes, and he knocks the cup over. I absolutely love that scene. I like finding out kind of the fur creatures when you find out they were once, kind of the masters, and then they slowly became the slaves, and kind of find out their history and how they went from this to this. The story is just executed well. I find it an interesting watch. I love the effects. And again, it does have this atmosphere of being otherworldly, this kind of fantasy or sci-fi fantasy element to it that I like. It's definitely not like horror or creepy like the stories I was talking about in the other videos, but it does have an atmosphere all its own that pervades it, and that sense of elsewhere really works. I love the trick when the Doctor's walking into the mirror too. That's really well done. Warrior's Gate is a great story. It is, I forget where I ranked it when I ranked Season 18. My ranking lists are very fluid and change, but it's definitely a good one. I like Season 18 a lot as a whole, with really only one bad story in it, The Leisure Hive. I don't really care for. All the other stories are either good to great. Warrior's Gate's not my favorite. That's State of Decay. That's the only one I think is just a bona fide masterpiece in the season. But Warrior's Gate is a lot of fun. It's executed really well. It does what Doctor Who should do more, especially in the modern series. It gives you that sense of being somewhere else, of being somewhere unfamiliar. It's not like when they go to another planet, but it still kind of feels like they're on Earth. You only know they're on another planet because they tell you they're on another planet. You really do get this sense of being somewhere else, very otherworldly. And I like when Doctor Who does that. and I wish Doctor Who would do that more often now, that sense of just something new. Because, I mean, you have a concept where you can travel anywhere in time and space. There should be a lot you can do with that concept, and I think Warrior's Gate pulls it off really, really well. So, just the comments, my subscriber who commented on it, it definitely stood out in my mind, and I thought it'd make a good video. And so I just kind of wanted to talk about Warrior's Gate. And I like Warrior's Gate, and I want to know what you think of Warrior's Gate. So comment down below and tell me what you think of Warrior's Gate and how it ranks in Season 18 for you. Season 18 is definitely a good season for Warrior's Gate. It fits right into Season 18 really well. Other things to do, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications so you never miss out on a new video. I also have a Patreon if you would like to contribute to that as well. There's a link to that down in the description below, so check that out if you don't mind. Most importantly, stay safe out there, and thank you for watching.